So now I've got my terminal open. We can see that I'm presented with a shell prompt. My prompt contains some information such as my username, the name of the computer I'm currently on, the directory I'm currently in, and it ends in a $, which is bash convention. If your prompt looks somewhat different than mine, don't worry. Prompts are highly customizable and each system tends to have a different prompt setup. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to change into a directory here that I've set up for demonstration purposes. I'll explain those two commands that I just used in a minute. But one of the first questions I think most people ask when they are presented with this shell is, how do I tell where I am in the computer? Well, the answer to that is to enter the command pwd. pwd stands for print working directory. So if I type in pwd and push enter, it prints out the directory that I'm currently in. So we can see here I'm in /home/Chris/demo. The second question that's asked is, how do I find out what's in this directory? That's also easy. It's a two-character command called ls. ls simply lists the contents of the current directory. So if I type in ls and push enter, I have output that looks like this. These are all the files and directories contained within the demo directory. So my output of ls is colored. Yours may not be, but I will show you how to get colored output in a minute when we discuss flags. I know from my setup that any files that are listed as blue actually happen to be directories. So here I have the secret stuff directory. You can actually pass what's known as an argument to the ls command. So an argument is anything that the command takes that it that acts on. So here we'll do ls secret stuff. Just a quick backtrack. For those who are astute, you may have noticed that secret stuff appeared very quickly from just a few letters. That's something called tab completion, which is a feature of bash and most of the modern shells. Tab completion enables you to basically forces the shell to complete a command or complete the file name for you, just based on a few starting letters. So it's again, the shell was designed with efficiency in mind, or perhaps some say laziness. So if I do ls-s and I press tab, the bash shell will actually complete secret stuff for me. It knows that I'm looking for a file that begins with an S, and if I push tab, since I only have one file that begins with S here, it completes it for me. If I were to have multiple files that had S, I would have had to complete more of the file name, but eventually you can push tab and complete it. So keep tab completion in mind when you're interacting with the shell. It can save you a lot of typing. So to get back to the point, ls can take an argument. Here we're giving it a directory, secret stuff. So if I tell it ls secret stuff, it'll list the contents of the directory secret stuff. So we can see here that I have two files in it. Well, let's say that I would like to go into that directory secret stuff. How do I navigate around the file system? The answer is the command cd for change directory. If you feed cd an argument, it'll change you into that directory. So here I'm going to change into the secret stuff directory. So my path here has updated on my prompt. It's also updated on my title bar here. But if you don't have those pieces of information contained in your prompt or in your title bar, you can always use pwd to again verify where you are, your location in the computer. So we can see that I've changed into the secret stuff directory. And if I ls, I'll see the same contents that I saw before when I was listing the contents of secret stuff from the demo directory. Now, one of the tricks of ls is it doesn't actually indicate all the files that are in the current directory. There's a convention in Linux and Unix known as the hidden file. The hidden file is a file contained, it begins with a dot. So if I were to create, here I'm going to create a file called hidden, dot hidden rather. So touch simply creates a file if one doesn't exist, an empty file. So I've created a file called hidden. If I do ls, we'll notice that it doesn't appear. This is where we can discuss the topic of flags. So the flag -a, when fed to ls, changes the behavior of ls. So a flag changes the default behavior of a command. So here ls-a will force ls to list all the contents of the directory, including files that are hidden with the dot. So ls-a gave me 3 more files this time than without the -a. I have this dot file, a dot file, and my dot hidden file in addition to the 2 normal files that I was seeing before. So another very useful flag to know is the --help flag. If you type in almost any command followed by --help, the command will print its usage statement. So here I'm going to press enter. And ls has printed its usage statement, which, let me scroll here. So you can see it outputs the usage as ls. It can take an option and a file. The brackets here, the square braces, are Unix convention for something that is optional to the command. So here we have optional options are available. You can also optionally feed it the name of the file that you would like to ls. And then it's followed by a brief usage statement, and then all the available flags. And you'll notice that many of the flags actually can be used in 2 ways. For instance, we used ls-a, but there is also a more verbose way of specifying to list all the files if we feed it the --all flag. So let's go ahead and do that now. Again, just to compare, ls-a and ls-all. Not all short flags have corresponding verbose flags, and not all verbose flags have corresponding short flags. So it's important to check the documentation for the particular command that you're using. Okay, so let's talk about these dot files that are here. The dot file and dot file are important files. The dot file is actually just another reference to the file that you're currently in. So for instance, if I do ls dot, it lists the files that are contained in the secret stuff directory, the one that I'm currently in. Dot is actually a pointer to the directory that's above the one you're currently in. So if I do ls dot, we notice it lists the directory contents of demo. Likewise, we can use this dot with our cd command to change back into the directory that's above ours, change back into the demo directory. So if we do cd dot, we are now back into the demo directory. We can confirm that with pwd.